Okay, there. I hope this is okay. Yeah, I just tried a take, friends. It came out brilliant, except I don't think the camera was on. If you're going to be brilliant, you got to know how to turn the camera on. That's all there is to it. You finally got something to say. Yeah, it's that little button with the square in it. But click that first. Right. Ay, 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 tell you. Well, any case. So the other day, friends, I ran out of batteries for my little flashlight I use when I DJ, and now that it's getting dark early, well, I've got to go. I've got to, I've got to have my little flashlight so I can cue records. Most everything else I can see. A lot of the mixing boards all lit up, and such. So I'm fine there. It's just those doggone records. And so I was low on batteries. I think I needed a battery for my razor. And so I go. I went where I always go for such things, the dollar store. Sheesh. Yeah, and those batteries are just fine. They work just as good as any other darn battery, as near as I can tell. But and God knows they're cheap enough. I heard the other day, there, just a little side note, there was an interview being done on the radio. One of the guys was the CEO of a dollar store chain. And evidently, he was one of the first people to do a dollar store. And well, he probably, from the sound of things, he probably grew up in the five and dime era, where there were these, yeah, 5 and 10 cent stores. You go in, they had stuff way more than 5 and 10 cents, but they kind of started out being a place where if you didn't have a whole lot of money, you could go get a few things for your house and such. Five and dime. Usually they had a little counter where you could get a hamburger. That might be well, back when they started, the hamburgers were probably 5 and 10 cents. I mean, coffee was a dime at one time. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, everybody was shocked when it went up to 12 cents for a cup of coffee. You got to be kidding. Like, yeah, now, yeesh. But in any case, yeah, and this guy was saying how he realized friends of his. He lived, I think he grew up in the Appalachian Mountain area, and I'm not sure what state. And he realized that, well, he had a store, and he said, a lot of people, they come in and, gee, they've saved up for weeks to buy a pair of bloomers, or yeah, they just didn't have the money to come in and get everything they needed. They could only pick one or two things. And he got to thinking, gee, maybe it'd be nice to have a store where everything's, a buck. You just come in, it's a buck. How much is this? How much this here ashtray? $1. Okay. How much? How much for this box of potato chips? This bag of potato chips? $1. Well, that's a $3 bag. Yeah. Well, it's $1 here. Well, I'll be doggone. I can. Oh, I can hear it now. And of course, well, the world beat a path to his door, and he did. He did a good thing, a good service to the people in his community, and evidently, even though he wasn't making that much of a profit margin, he was doing okay. And I guess after a while, if you call up the potato chip factory and say, look, I want a tractor trailer's worth of potato chips, and can I get them for 90 cents a bag? Well, he makes 10 cents a bag. If you sell a few hundred bags, that adds up. So to a nice little profit. You pay your bills, your neighbors are happy, life is good. Anyway, so that's where I'd like to go, to such places. And I still don't know how they do it, but they evidently do. I mean, there's enough of them. Well, so I got my batteries, and I had a buck or two left over, so I go walking down the cookie and candy aisle, always do. And in fact, at the dollar store, not this most recent one, but yeah, I think the not this most recent trip, but I think I got this pen or something like it. This one. This one. This is the best darn writing pen. Boy, the ink just flows out of this thing. You know how a lot of pens you get to writing, all of a sudden the ink, the ballpoint goes dry. Not with these babies. And I got them at the dollar store. And they don't leak all over the inside of your pocket. Next thing you know, you got blue underwear. Yeah. The so so in any case, I'm walking down the cookie section, passing on the candy. They had some nice candy. Juji fruits and stuff, and again for $1 is to be the size of the bag you'd bring into the movies, right? Um, and and but there was I walk about 2 or 3 steps further, and bingo, there at the top shelf was the Fig Newton display. They have more than just Fig Newtons. They have a whole selection. There's like strawberry Newtons, I think raspberry Newtons, of course Fig Newtons, raisin Newtons, I think. I don't know. They had a whole bunch of them in any case. I may have some of those fruits wrong, but they, they look like this. Yeah, fig bars. And that's $1. Yeah, it's a doggone. Man, okay, I want that. And so I grabbed me a bag of those, and well, that was it. That and the batteries, $2, little tax, I'm out. But you know what I do with Fig Newtons is, and I discovered this, I think my sainted mom, I think, pointed this out to me, and it's a great idea. What you do is you don't eat them right away. You get them home, you clear a spot out on top of the refrigerator, and then what you do is you cut open the end of the bag and leave them be. Now, I did snitch and take 2 or 3 what I would call raw Fig Newtons just to try them, and they're good. These will be fine. They'll work. But you just let them sit at the top of the refrigerator. Forget about them for about a week, maybe even a week and a half, and let them dry out a bit. And this is what happens. Now, a Fig Newton's pretty good. When you first bite into it, it's all soft and stuff. Okay, even the cookie, the dough wrapping around it, kind of, yeah. Well, but if you wait, if you can hold back for about a week, week and a half, the cookie part gets kind of crusty. It dries up. Yeah, the moisture leaves it. It dries up and becomes almost the consistency of almost a graham cracker type. Yeah, and yet it's a little bit soft in towards the middle. And then the Newton part, the fig part, gets on its outside edges, especially on the ends, but also somewhat in the middle too, up near the cookie, where the cookie dough touches the fig. Okay, it gets kind of it. Best I can, I was trying to think of exactly how to put it, but it gets kind of dry, and it's not a bad dry. It's not like crunchy. If you were on a stalking mission, you could eat even these dried Fig Newtons, knowing to know you're coming. Okay, they get just a little bit, a little bit more resistance to them, right? And as they dry out, they get kind of a neat little taste. It's almost an improved taste from. I guess you'd say you're letting the cookies air. Be the best thing to say. And darned if they aren't good. Oh, and honestly, you could sit there and eat them all at once. Just shove them in your face, one in each cheek. Oh God! But you got to let them dry out about a week, week and a half. I don't know what to tell you. Just they should be in fresh air, someplace where a lot of bugs aren't going to get to them and stuff. And there you are. It's a great taste treat. That and maybe a nice coffee or a glass of milk if that's what you like. Boy, you'll eat them all. You'll eat them all right in one sitting. You can't help yourself. They're just that good. And yet in the middle they'll still be soft. Yeah, I'm just saying. You might want to think on that. Report back, okay? Again, it's about as cheap a gourmet treat. I'm sure there's probably some palace in France where a chef is cooking for the king. Well, no, they don't have a king. The prime minister. It's probably there cooking for the prime minister, and he and his helpers, the chef rather, have laid out, since there's a lot of dignitaries coming, they got a whole table full of Fig Newtons airing on little screens, right? And they're gonna cut them fancy, and maybe put a little dollop of whipped cream on them, and serve them. And you watch, everybody's gonna remark to the prime minister, "My magnifique, oh, delicious!" I can hear it now. Yeah, and they'll be trying to get the recipe, but it'll be a secret. Well, it's a secret no more. Yep. Dry out your Fig Newtons. You'll be glad you did. Okay, I'll see you later, friends. Doc South signing off. Bye-bye.